Welcome to the show, everyone. I'm excited about networking with everybody out there today. We're live on Facebook, so hi to everybody out there. Like us and follow us. We're going to share the show later on. My first guest has been on with me a few years. I have with me now Jennifer Kramer, and she's the owner of Legal Stuff. Jennifer, I absolutely love the name of your business because it's a lot of legal stuff that you kind of take care of for everybody out there. I want you to tell everybody a little bit about yourself and kind of what we're going to talk about today. We're going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get entered in to win something, so I'm going to let you talk about that. And welcome back to the show.
Thank you very much for having me. I do primarily estate planning, probates, trust administrations, and real estate buy and sell of the probate properties. So I've been doing it over 15 years. And I can draft the estate planning, I can process VA claim agents, pension claims, and I can do deeds, I can do whatever they need legally.
Pretty much anything that you need when it comes to your legal stuff, she can take care of you. And you are a fiduciary, and I want you to tell everybody about that and why that's so important.
You know what's interesting to me is that most states don't have licensed fiduciaries like we do here. And it's really sad because I can see the need, it's overwhelming. And so I'm licensed and bonded with the state, so we are held to another level of integrity. And our goal is, our whole job is to take care of you as if we were you. So we have that legal capacity to pay your bills, to take care of, make hospital medical decisions. If you don't have family or you don't want to burden your family or friends with that, that's what we do as fiduciaries.
Now, one of the things that we do when you come on is we open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get entered in to win a last will and testament. It comes with everything that you could possibly imagine, and you have to tell everybody why you think that this is so important for everybody to have.
You've got to have something in writing. We have so many blended families, and there's so many questions when somebody passes unexpectedly. And a lot of times now people aren't passing, they're having strokes and they're living, and they don't have those power of attorneys in place, so there's nobody available to pay the bills. The banks will not give just any Joe Schmo off the street access to your bank account. They won't even give surviving spouses anymore without a power of attorney. So that's why it's important.
So we're going to open up the lines to the audience for everyone to get entered in to win. The ones that don't win get 30% off. That's what you always do for people out there. This is a $495 value, free to you or anyone that you know. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Check her out on her website. It's legalstuffaz.com. Now, I also want to tell everybody something that I didn't tell you before you came on, because I waited till now, and I just thought I would tell you that you had done mine, we had done an estate plan. Thank you for that too. It needs to be redone. So, I am telling you that I am having something coming up that is, you start thinking about, well, something could happen, you never know.
Right.
You never know when. And I started reading some of the things, and I'm like, oh, well, that changed.
So we need to update.
Yeah, because guess what? You don't realize that you change stuff all the time, right?
Right.
Passwords, could be bank account or what have
Or
you.
people pass away, your beneficiaries that you originally intended.
They're gone. That didn't happen to me, but that doesn't matter. Something can happen, and you've got to take them out. You've got to dust them off. You've got to look at them. So you do second opinions all the time. You help people all the time. So listen to me. Of all the people, I never thought in my wildest dreams when I thought, oh, it's fine. Oh no, I forgot. I didn't realize that I did that.
And the laws are changing all the time.
So that's another thing. The laws change all the time. So call in here, get entered in to win. You're going to be so happy that you did. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Tell them what it includes.
So it's got the last will and testament, it's got the financial, the durable power of attorney, the healthcare power of attorney, the mental health power of attorney, which Arizona requires now. There's a living will, which is also your last directives, and a beneficiary deed if you own a home.
So call in here and get entered in to win. If it's not you, you're getting 30% off right off the bat. But we've got our lines open here, and our number here is 602-277-5369. And I'm going to let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. I want to talk about something else with you.
Okay.
You said I could do it, so I'm doing it. I wanted to talk about, there's one thing that you come up upon more than anything I've ever seen, which there's a lot of times we have children that may or not be our friends right now or all the time, right? And sometimes the children, they hate to say this, but they take advantage of the parents.
Absolutely.
Let's
I
talk
see it
about
all
that.
the time. Well, and that's the thing, it's like, you know, when you get to a certain age, and I've seen this a lot with clients and their kids, you know, there's always the one or two kids that are always there to take care of the parents. And then they feel like they are entitled to everything else because everyone else is out of state or whatever, which is fine if that's really the parents' wish. But a lot of times we see them talking them into things that really wasn't what the parent intended. But because of medications and where they at in their life, they just cannot make good decisions.
Right.
And that's where a lot of the argument comes from.
And it happened to me, and if it can happen to me, it can happen to anybody out there. And yes, we all love our children and all of that, but not everybody. There's people that, hey, you know, they don't even talk to them. And then you pass away, and the next thing you know, everything that you wanted isn't getting done.
Well, not only that, but a lot of times the parents will loan the kids money and give them their, quote, inheritance up front, thinking that they'll take care of the other kids when they pass, and then it all gets garbled up.
Oh, and guess what? It's when that person gets hurt, you'd be rolling over in your grave if you only knew what was really happening. How many
Right.
people, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the other things that you would want to talk about before we go to a break today that they really should understand? This getting that estate plan, getting your things in writing is so important, and notarized.
And notarized, and just make sure, you have to understand, you don't have to have the same person as your financial power of attorney and your healthcare. Because we have kids that are, some are more compassionate and others are more money focused. And so you can name different people to do different things.
Well, we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered in to win. This is a last will and testament, and it comes with everything you can possibly imagine that you need. And it's a $495 value, free to you or anyone that you know. And anyone that doesn't win, she always gives 30% off right off the bat. And our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Now, I know that you said that the laws are changing sooner than the break, but I want to ask you about some of the laws that are changing.
So it's more on the small estates. So in Arizona, the small estate caps, or the ceiling, I guess. If your estate was under 75,000 in cash or 100,000 in real estate equity, then you could do a small estate instead of a formal probate. Those have changed and they've been increased substantially. Now it's 200,000 for cash and 300,000 equity in real estate.
That's a big, big difference. If those people that are hearing this, is that where if they had a smaller estate, should they be calling you and getting an opinion on what you think they need to have done?
Absolutely, because those are only in effect only 6 months after the passing. You can't do it right after like a standard probate. You have to wait 6 months.
So her phone number to call direct is 602-457-2333. She does free consultations, and folks, I don't care if you have one or not. If you don't have one, you really need one. If you do have one, dust it off, look at it. I mean, we just did mine very recently, and it changed. So you know what? You really need to make sure that you are covered. It means you'll have peace of mind when you do.
Absolutely.
Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. Check her out on the website. It's legalstuffaz.com. Hang tight, we'll be back in just a minute.
Good job.
Thank you. We're still
I know it's
live
ishy.
in here if you want to still talk on Facebook. So we're kind of still live in the room.
Sure.
What do you find happens? What do you just all the time that comes up every single time practically? What is the most that people have to worry about?
We don't know where stuff is. People, when they do their estate planning, they are not putting down where their bank accounts are at, if they have life insurance, where things are located. And with technology, you can't access. Most people are getting bank statements via email. We can't get the email because you didn't tell us what it was or what the password was.
The password to the computer.
So that's our biggest thing, is researching assets.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I bet. I know a lot of people, they go to the bank and they'll give it to the bank, right? don't you have something that you started? I'm not sure if I remember.
The EP Vault.
Yeah.
Yeah, where we
I
store original
remember that.
documents.
So people should, would you do that with anybody, or is that an extra something that you do, or how's that work?
That's a separate entity,
Oh,
but
okay.
yes, I mean, that's something that we store, those original documents. They have access to them online to see what's in there.
That's really good.
If they need to make changes. Their kids, and a lot of people are afraid that their kids are gonna find a will, like if they left someone out, right? And then the kids they're visiting for Christmas and they find it, they go digging and they find it and then they get angry and there's like all these arguments. So it's nice to have it where people don't have that easy access to it.
I'm gonna say this, and I can say it, we're on Facebook here, but, my mom and dad, I guess they didn't really like my brother's stepdaughter. I mean, she was out of the will. I mean, literally on every page, they had to, sign off, literally, like 8 or 9 pages, so you could really see that they just didn't like that person, they
Right.
did not want, and, I remember when the will was read for a second, oh, Judy doesn't need to know that, we don't wanna tell her that.
Because we don't wanna upset the apple
We don't wanna
cart.
upset the apple, meantime, there must have been a reason.
Well, and that's the other thing, I wish they would write letters. If they're gonna disinherit somebody or do something like that, write a letter and tell them why.
Or a video at least, I
Yeah.
think that's even better.
Yeah. Are we close?
Unless,
Are we close?
yeah. Okay.
Okay. We're on it.
What?
We're on it.
Yeah. So welcome back, everyone. We're talking with Jennifer Kramer, and she is the owner of Legal Stuff. And there's all sorts of legal stuff that you might need. You might need to have a fiduciary that's gonna come and help you with all of that. Also, she's a notary, so she can also help make sure that that's all up to date, because a lot of that stuff needs to definitely get notarized as well. At the break, we were talking a little bit about some of the other things that you do. I know you do an EP vault. I just want you to say that for people out there real quickly.
Absolutely. So it's a place to store your original documents. It's in a fire safe safe. A fireplace. And we have online access. We have your own portal, and you can see what actually is being stored. And if you need to make changes, you call me. We can make changes. You can give it back to your other
Awesome.
original attorney, whatever it is. But we store those originals so they can't be misplaced.
And one of the reasons why you do it is because I asked you at the break, what is the most important, one of the things that come up all the time, and you said people don't remember where their stuff is.
Or, people destroy them, because if they're left out of the will, if they destroy it, then that's not a factor. They go by Arizona law. So there's just always, if you don't have the original, you have to do a formal hearing in front of a judge. Now you've just increased your cost 2 to 3 times. So the original will, and you go informally, is such a simple process, and it's inexpensive and it's quick.
And you're gonna have that peace of mind that you absolutely deserve. And our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Everyone is getting entered in to win a last will and testament. It has everything that you need. It's a almost 500, it's $495 value, free to you or anyone that you know. I'm gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. She does, anyone that doesn't win, she gives 30% off as well. But call in here, get yourself entered in to win this. Our number here is 602-277-5369, and toll free it's 1-866-536-1100. Now, before we came on today, one of the things that you wanted to talk about that you're very, very excited about is this new training for probate. You're doing probate 101. Nice.
Yeah, we're actually putting on seminars and classes to teach people that it's not a scary process. It's really simple when you know the process. It's just paperwork. It's just pushing that same paperwork that you have to push It's quick, it's easy, and so I kinda walk them through that.
But you know what's really neat is that you like doing it. I mean, that I usually hear people say, oh, you don't wanna do that. Well, the reason why is if you have to pay an attorney, and you said you don't necessarily need that, you call you and you take care of that with
Right.
them. It takes how long?
For me, I can get them usually done within 4 to 6 months.
Isn't that nice? I mean, because a lot of times, there's things that go into probate, you think you dotted all your i's and crossed all your t's. It happened to me, so I'm telling you, you think you have it done and it may not be, and if it is, and you have to go through probate, call Jennifer, because Jennifer can help you get that done without having to go through an attorney.
Right, it's
'Cause
a
that's where
simple,
the cha-ching
seamless,
comes
and
in.
people are amazed that they're like, oh my God, that's it? I'm like, yep, that's it.
Isn't that nice? Now, you can call her direct, she does free consultations. Her phone number is 602-457-2333. She is a fiduciary, she works valley-wide, and she works hard. Let me tell ya, you are one of the hardest working women that I know. And you're out there for your clients, you have stories upon stories upon stories. Do you have one now you wanna share maybe?
Oh my gosh, there's so many.
There's so many.
There are just so many that I'm worried about more with people's real estate and their properties. And there's a lot of fraudulent deeds, there's a lot of things that are happening that we've never seen before.
And one of them that we forgot, I was gonna mention now, is the reverse mortgages that people are having issues. What's going on with that?
Oh my gosh, I have one right now where the poor guy took out one in 2009. It was only 400 and some thousand, and now obviously it's 10 years, less than 10 years, but he's trying to sell the house because he's in assisted living, he's 93, and the balance is 861. How does that happen, that it doubles?
So what happened? Do you know
Well,
yet?
we're still working on it, because I
Yeah.
know the commission, the Department of Real Estate, just went after another financial institution for predatory lending on those.
Well, what should people do? Well, let's say somebody has a reverse mortgage now, okay? What is your suggestion to them?
Well, if they've got one now, there's not a lot you can do, just keep an eye on your paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
But most people, when they take them out, it's because they just wanna stay in their home and not worry about bills, and I appreciate that, cause I've tried to do that for my clients as well. And if that's where you're at in your life, as long as you can afford the 24-hour caregiving, that's where they all forget. I wanna stay home, but I can't afford the caregivers, so now what?
Right. And unfortunately, more people when you get older, I mean, why do you wanna have to think about anything, right? You're at that
Right.
point in your life where you truly just wanna, when you say retired, you wanna not do anything and not worry about things, but more and more you have to worry about today.
Well, and what's nice is the veterans, the VA has come out now they've agreed to pay family members as caregivers. So that's an exciting thing for a
Now,
lot
that's
of
for
veterans.
vets only, right?
Mhm.
Okay, so,
But I know the state pays caregivers as well, families caregivers.
well, you have to, and if you don't know that's one thing about you too, is you're a plethora of information as well. So you can help people along the way because you can
That's
help
right.
them, well, you do, that's what you do, that's what you are all about, is helping your clients and giving them the peace of mind that they deserve, right? What else should we talk about today?
Oh my, there's so much to talk about. Well, we can even talk about the trust. I mean,
Okay.
and why to have a trust. I mean, the revocable trusts are really good and they make things very flexible. But they're starting to get really complicated, when they're done at attorney level. If you've got a simple beneficiary request, it's a nice avenue to do it. Because you don't have to distribute things outright to the beneficiaries. You can do it what's called in trust. And that protects it from creditors, from ex-spouses. That's a really nice feature of a trust. In addition, you don't have to have court approval. The problem we're running into is people with their homes, if they put the home in the trust right away, and then they go and refinance the home, the lender requires that you take it out of the trust, because they can't lend to a trust.
Oh,
So the lender helps you take it out of the trust, but they don't help you put it back in. So now you're doing a probate to put it back into the trust where you had originally started. So those sort of things are frustrating.
so another reason why to call Jennifer, because if you're in the middle of something like that, can you help them?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so her number is 602-457-2333. Check her out, it's legalstuffaz.com. I'm telling you, legal stuff from soup to nuts, really, right?
Soup to nuts.
And I was gonna say, my mother-in-law, my ex-mother-in-law, got into a bad accident, it was her fault. Never been in one in all her life, 92-year-old, she's driving, which is nuts in the first place, right?
Right.
And she, I was wondering about her house being, and luckily they didn't, because it was something that, exceeded the policy,
value.
oh yeah, it was not good, the guy had a brain bleed and everything. So it was not a very pretty picture, and let me tell you something, that is what made her get to where she is today. She ended up starting to fall, she went downhill immediately. And I mean, if she only had somebody to talk to, right?
Well, and that's why I don't like when people put their kids on the deeds with them right away. You don't need to do that just because of that, of liability. If the kids get in an accident, that's one of their assets and they could be taking your house away.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I love the beneficiary deeds. Arizona does that and I love it.
And what I love about you is that you think about that, okay? I mean, I think that's what's wonderful about you, is you think about all the possibilities that could be something that may not be so great if it happened.
So many crazy things.
Absolutely. What are your final words for today?
Just dust them off. Take a look at them. Get them in order. Things are changing.
Oh,
in,
yeah.
In the laws and in the way we hold on assets and protect them.
And I will repeat my story for anyone that just tuned in, is that I just took mine out last Wednesday night and I thought, that's gonna be fine, no problem. There's probably 8 things on there that need to be changed. Updated is the better word to say.
Right.
And we just did that like 5 years ago. And guess what? Things do change and you forget. You don't know that you need to make sure that it's all done correctly, especially if you're gonna go in and, let's say, have some surgery, right? You go in
Just
there.
make sure your beneficiary list on your insurance policies and your financial accounts is updated. I've
Everything
just done
updated.
3 probates because their beneficiaries that they had listed have passed away. So
But
now you have to go past it.
The good news is that probate ain't so bad because you got Jennifer here and she can help you get it done within 4 to 6 months, which is so nice.
Right.
Not only that, but that she's also, that she's gonna take care and make sure that she's looking out for you, that's what she's all about. She always, when she comes here, she gives everybody entered into win a complete, it's a will and testament, and that is everything that you can possibly manage that, imagine, I'll get it out, that you need. And so we've got our lines open here for everyone to get entered into win. It's a $495 value, free to you or anyone that you know, and anyone that doesn't win, she always gives 30% off as well. I'm gonna let everyone call throughout the rest of the show. Believe me, folks, I believe everybody should be calling and having it, and because you're gonna be really happy when it's done. Our number here is 602-277-5369. Toll free, it's 1-866-536-1100. You can check her out on her website. It's legalstuffaz.com.
Thank you.